A large wildfire in the Daniel Boone National Forest continues to grow. We'll show you what's being done to try to stop it.
A man is accused of pointing a gun at another driver along Interstate 75. Hear what charges the alleged gunman is now facing.
2 people sent to the hospital today after Lexington police say at least one of them was stabbed with a steak knife.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 5.
It has been a busy few days for firefighters battling brush fires across the state.
About 70 acres have burned in Rowan County alone. We're told the fire along Rodburn Hollow Road near Moorhead could burn 30 more acres before it's over. WKYT Sean Moody is tracking the effort to stop that fire in our top story at 5.
The firefighters first got word of this wildfire late yesterday afternoon. They've gotten some work done on it since then, but you can see behind me it burned all the way up to the edge of Martin Branch Creek, right to where those leaves have turned black.
It's peaceful out here today, but you can still smell the smoke from up the hill and see the damage left behind.
It was someone driving by, saw smoke.
Evelyn Morgan with the U.S. Forest Service says that was late yesterday afternoon. Unfortunately, conditions were just right for this fire to take off. She took this picture last night.
When you have 40-mile-an-hour winds and the relative humidity has dropped down into the low 20s, it's not what you want to hear.
And the fire has a lot of fuel to keep it going.
You see right now this, and it can be several layers deep.
This is the Zulu Burn Module. They're forest firefighters based out of Montana. They're part of the team trying to get this under control. They're trying to get all of that flammable debris away from the fire so it can burn itself out. The fire isn't threatening any homes. Firefighters are trying to head that fire off before it threatens a power station and equipment dealership. It's already burned up more than 70 acres.
Probably by the time we get it contained, it will probably be over 100 acres.
Now, fire investigators say they're not sure yet exactly what started this fire, but they do believe it's man-made. In Moorhead, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Right now, there are at least 40 firefighters working that fire. Firefighters returned to the scene of a brush fire today to make sure that it didn't flare up again. That fire burned 20 acres last night along Long Hollow Road in Madison County. Firefighters had to keep the fire from getting close to a home. They say the weather made fighting that fire tough.
The overnight humidity and stuff will get everything a little damp. But through the day, the winds blow and it dries out really quick.
5 acres off Gravel Lick Road also burned yesterday in Madison County. The Red Lick Fire Department handled that fire. Well, the dry conditions fueling these fires won't last much longer.
That's right. Firefighters will get some help from Mother Nature in the form of showers and maybe even some storms. WKYT's Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey's here to tell us when that rain will arrive, and it sounds like we need it, Chris.
Yeah, we do. We've been drying out over the past several days, and we have so low humidity to deal with right now that's really hurting the problem out there, or compounding the problem. How about that? We have those gusty winds that are ready to crank back up, but as of now, not a whole lot of wind to deal with. A little look outside in Lexington, starting to see some high clouds increasing up to 65 degrees now. But the deeper into the afternoon we go, that humidity continues to bottom out. When you're talking about a 22% humidity, that's almost as dry as you can get around here. You rarely will see humidity in April that low, but unfortunately that is what we're dealing with. Now that gives you good weather, but it also does help out or hurt the forest fire situation, I should say, in the parts of central and eastern Kentucky. What would help it out? Rain, moisture, showers, thunderstorms out to our west, creeping in as we go through the overnight and into tomorrow. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. Tomorrow's not a washout. As you can see, back to our west, that's what the radar is around here will be looking like into the day tomorrow. It's once we go into tomorrow night and Friday that we will really be talking about rounds of showers and thunderstorms taking shape throughout the area. We even have the potential for the first severe storms of the season across Kentucky over the next 48 hours. Heavy rainfall is a good likelihood too. Guys, when I come back in a little bit, we're going to show you that severe weather threat and break down the potential for heavy rains to go along with more gusty winds. A very active couple of days ahead of us? Yeah, you could say that. We'll break it down again in a few minutes.
Police call it a case of road rage. One driver's actions behind the wheel landed him in jail last night.
Thomas Moyer is accused of endangerment and DUI for the incident on Interstate 75 in Madison County. Our Jordan Valline shows us what happened.
Richmond police say what started as road rage led to an arrest, leaving a 53-year-old Thomas Moyer here in the Madison County Detention Center. On Tuesday evening, a driver called Richmond police to report that another driver, who police later identified as Thomas Moyer, had cut him off on the roadway, nearly causing a collision near mile marker 69 on I-75 North. The caller said Moyer then pointed a small handgun at the driver before speeding away, but the driver was determined to catch Moyer and followed him to exit 83 to the Canyon Corner Marathon. We're told Moyer went into the marathon station while the driver waited outside for police. When police arrived, they searched Moyer and found a handgun in his possession, as well as a magazine loaded with 6 rounds of ammunition. Moyer is charged with wanton endangerment, carrying a concealed weapon, and DUI. In Madison County, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Moyer bonded out of jail late last night on a $2,500 bond. He'll be arraigned on April 14th.
2 people ended up stabbed during an argument this morning in Lexington. It happened around 11:30 on East 4th Street near the intersection of Martin Luther King Boulevard. WKYT's Monique Blair is tracking the investigation.
Lexington police say they spent several hours out here today on East 4th Street near Martin Luther King trying to figure out why a group of people got into a big fight that sent 2 people to the hospital.
It just scared me when he got stabbed, and that's when I went in there and got the phone and called 911.
We seen a woman running up the street saying that someone took her $40.
Several people out here today say they witnessed the altercation that sent 2 men to the hospital. Lexington police say the first call for help came in at 11:26 this morning. Police say 1 man was stabbed in the hip, the other stabbed in the torso with a steak knife.
I ain't never seen nobody get stabbed like that. You know, the knife was still, half the knife feel like it was still in them.
Both men were taken to the hospital, and police say they will both make a full recovery. Edgar Scott says it's not a surprise this incident happened in this neighborhood.
There's a lot of circumstances that cause a lot of problems with people, and then it escalates.
Police say they do have a general idea on what that group of people was fighting about, but they are not releasing that information. In Lexington, Monique Blair, WKYT.
And again, no arrests have been made. An Anderson County woman accused of harassing students must have a psychiatric evaluation as part of a plea deal. Melinda Owens was charged with menacing and harassment after police say she pushed a child's face into a seat and tore up another child's homework. Owens entered 2 Alford pleas in the case last week. The Anderson News reports she received a 2-year diverted sentence, must complete any treatment required by the evaluation, cannot be employed around children, and must pay court costs. The governor of Arkansas announced today he will not sign the state's religious freedom bill as it is worded right now.
Indiana approved a similar law last week, setting off a national firestorm. Adriana Diaz has more on the controversy from Indianapolis.
Good morning. Arkansas's governor is asking the state legislature to make changes to its religious freedom law.
This is a bill that in ordinary times would not be controversial.
Supporters say the bill that lawmakers passed Tuesday is the same type of legislation that already exists in 20 states, patterned after a 1993 federal law. But opponents say the bill's language has strayed from the federal law and that its true intent is to allow discrimination against gays. Facing intense political pressure, including opposition from Arkansas-based Walmart, Governor Asa Hutchinson reversed his initial decision to sign the bill.
The bill that is on my desk at the present time does not precisely mirror the federal law.
Here at the state capitol in Indiana, lawmakers are working long hours to add language to the state's newly approved religious freedom law following widespread criticism.
Intolerant of discrimination of any kind.
In Fishers, Indiana, the mayor issued a proclamation Wednesday morning that states all are welcome to his city.
Regardless of the intent, the motivation, or even the legal technicalities of this particular law, we're feeling the effects on an economic development perspective right here in Fishers.
The economic impact could also be felt this weekend when Indianapolis hosts the Final Four college men's basketball tournament. Adriana Diaz, CBS News, Indianapolis.
The coaches of the teams playing in the Final Four in Indy, including Coach Calipari, released a statement this afternoon saying they have discussed the issue with their players and discrimination of any kind should not be tolerated. Kentucky's education commissioner says he's stepping down. Terry Holliday announced his retirement during a state board of education meeting this morning. His retirement is effective August 31st. Holliday took over the state education department in July 2009. The Board of Education will form a search committee to look for his replacement.